Hey guys, I don't normally do freeform videos like this, but I wanted to get this video up while it was still relevant. So, the Rainbow Armor Crab has been added to this new crab slash lobster island. If you don't know, the Rainbow Armor Crab was added to the game earlier this year with the whole One Piece movie Gold event. We had Guild Tesoro added, as well as the Baccarat Island, and these events seem to be coming to global right now, and the data for them has been in line for quite a long time now. At the moment, the Rainbow Armor Crab is only used to evolve Guild Tesoro. So why would they add a new island that has an evolver to only evolve one unit when you can farm that unit and you get the evolver on that island? I personally think the addition of this new island can mean one of two things. Number one, Guild Tesoro is being removed. Now, I don't really see why they do this. I mean, Shiki got removed, but we don't really know the circumstances under which that happened. He just kind of disappeared. But I guess I can see that Guild Tesoro might have the same kind of issues, and they'd still want people who had got him but not evolved him to be able to evolve him down the line. Now, that's the more unlikely of the two events. I think the most likely situation is that new units that will be coming out soon, possibly post-time skip units or some kind of new implementation, will require this to evolve as a standard evolution material. Now, OPTC hasn't been set up like Dokkan, where it makes sense for certain characters to need a medal that only they need to be awakened. In OPTC, having an evolver that is only used for one character just seems pointless. If you're doing the event anyway for Guild Tesoro, you're going to get the Rainbow Armor Crab, so it really makes no difference. And realistically, if you were farming Guild Tesoro anyway, it would actually be harder if you needed like a purple plated lobster, or a yellow plated lobster in this case, instead of the Rainbow Armor Crab, because you get the Rainbow Armor Crab just by doing the raid. So even in Dokkan, especially recently, even the medals that were originally exclusively used for one character are quite often made so that they can have Dokkan awaken multiple different units. For example, the Goku Black Rose medals, which were released last week with that Heroes vs Villains Dokkan Fest, they're not just used for him. They're also used for the Super Rares and Mass that came out in that banner. So even though these medals exclusively have Goku Black Rose on them, they can be used for another unit. Whereas in OPTC at the moment, there is an evolver that you only use for one raid, and I mean, he's okay. He's not anything special though. Now, I've stated many times in streams over the last few months that I think there's going to be a massive change in gameplay after the time skip. We're seeing signs of the new 3D2Y Island, which when I'm recording this will be coming out tomorrow, and it seems like we're going to at least have a new story mode, Rayleigh and Jinbei. And while I am excited for these units, I think it's what comes after 3D2Y that will be the most interesting change this game's seen in a while. Now, I have heard some concerns from some people about what would happen with post-time skip content. We're moving closer and closer to the point that the game might actually catch up with the anime and then the manga. Other than filler content, we only really have Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zoe, and whatever Big Mum's Island was called. While I don't think we're going to run out of content anytime soon, considering Story Mode Island seems to be coming out every 1 to 2 months, and Dressrosa will most likely be in 2 parts as well, considering how long the arc was, I don't think One Piece will be hurting for content. And even if they were, we've seen in games like Bleach, slowly but surely non-canon content is going to be implemented a lot more. We see gachas that have characters that were only in filler arcs or movies, and we have the new story mode mechanic on Bleach, where it seems like we're going to be getting filler story mode stages which we can farm more characters and more spirit orbs from. So down the line, it is very possible that retroactively Bandai Namco could add into the game filler islands that could then be gone back to and farmed on. But that's a video for another time. That's not that important right now. As well as filler content, I also think there's a severe lack of crossover content. I know we had the Dragon Ball Z crossover, but all the other games seem to have crossovers with other series or other video games where you can get characters from those video games or from those animes, mangas, whatever, in the game in some kind of gacha, some banner. In Dokkan, we had Dragon Ball Heroes, we had Dragon Ball Fusions, we had Dr. Slump. Now, I know the 2 Dragon Ball banners, obviously the series is related, and Dr. Slump, the characters appeared in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball briefly, as well as the fact they are made by the same manga artist. As well as that, in Fairy Tail, we saw the implementation of a Rave gacha, you could get some of the characters from the Rave anime. Again, a series made by the same manga artist. But in Seven Deadly Sins, we even saw a crossover with Attack on Titan, where you could get characters from Seven Deadly Sins and Attack on Titan gear, and Attack on Titan characters like Eren Yeager. Now, as far as I can see, Eiichiro Oda's always had a good rapport with his fellow manga artists in Shonen Jump. We've all seen the colour page he did in tribute of the last chapter of Naruto, and there was also the whole thing with the Toriko Dragon Ball Z One Piece crossover that appeared on TV not that long ago. There was even a Dragon Ball Z One Piece crossover manga. So when we got the Dragon Ball crossover, I was happy, but the fact there was no Dragon Ball Z gacha was kind of disappointing. Even if it was just Luffy and Goku's gi, and I don't know, Frankie dressed up as one of the androids or something along those lines. I mean, I can understand them not wanting to add a character like Goku to One Piece Treasure Cruise, but that doesn't mean you can't have a little bit of fun with it. I just think it would be really nice to give us that. One thing that One Piece misses is the constant banners. On Dokkan Battle right now, there's like 6 or 7 different banners you can pull on, and they fulfill different interests for the users. If you're just looking for God tier leads, they've got you covered. If you're trying to get the new God tier leads, they've got you covered for that as well, with a boosted chance of getting specific hero or villain units. But there's still that Dr. Slump crossover banner and the Broly Second Coming banner, both of which have a guaranteed super rare element. Not to mention friend points, which that could even be its own video, the difference between friend points on Dokkan and friend points on OPTC. But friend points aren't important in that you don't need units to level up other units in OPTC. You just need turtles and stuff like that. On Dokkan, you can't use your Z swords or your platinum turtle shells without unit fodder to feed to your characters. So the friend points are quite integral in Dokkan. What is important to consider is the fact that with this Rainbow Crab being added to what seems to be a regular Friday Island, we can most likely expect new units to be released that require that unit to be evolved. Now, I would hope for a bit more diversity after the time skip. I mean, the mechanic of this unit needs 5 units and then you evolve and then you get a new unit has been used in the game since the beginning, and there doesn't really seem to be any shake-up yet. You've got characters like Idio who are quick but use int evolvers, and there are characters like Vivi that use a copy of Karu to evolve. And while I think those mechanics are cool, I would be much more impressed if they made a concerted effort to diversify the way we evolve/awaken our characters. Maybe they release a new Luffy and we have a farmable Luffy as well, and you need 5 copies of that farmable Luffy evolved to evolve this new rare recruit Luffy. This would give everybody something to farm, something to work for, and potentially take rare recruit units and make 5 stars more important in the current game. Of course, there are some 5 stars that break the game anyway, you know, Gear 3, absolutely amazing captain. We won't really get into Shiryu because that's a whole other mess. But wouldn't it be great if some of the 5-star units you already had, which, let's be honest, a lot of them you probably don't use. I just personally think it would be amazing if you could take those units and do something to make them more useful. I've talked about this in other videos, so no point getting all into it right now, but with this edition of the Rainbow Armored Crab, I genuinely think this is something we could see coming very soon. Imagine something like taking your 5-star Eustace Kid rare recruit. Now, for a long time, he was a quite decent unit, you know, but in the current meta, how often are you going to use him? What if, in this new mechanic, there was a way to evolve him again from the 5-star you already have into his post-time skip version? Or maybe, and this is much more likely, Bandai are just going to say fuck it and just release a bunch of new banners after the time skip that are going to include all your favourite characters turned into their post-time skip versions. I know a lot of people that would be interested in a new Shanks, maybe a new Rayleigh, obviously a new Luffy, and maybe other characters like Kid and Killer and X-Drake. But at the same time, there is an element of people wanting more of these legendary characters. You look at the Whitebeard when he got released, and that was an interesting new mechanic and a new unit added to the game, with a great special. But why just young Whitebeard? In the anime and the manga we've seen young Zephyr, young Sengoku, young Garp, young Rayleigh. There's no reason why these characters can't also feature further down the line. I can't be 100% sure how these characters would be implemented, but now that we've got our 5-star rare recruit Garp, the next thing I'm hoping for is a young Garp unit to be added to the game. Anyway, that was just some general ramblings and theory about the Rainbow Armor Crab. I don't really know what it signifies, I can only just guess. chances are Rare Recruit isn't going to take a big change, but after seeing what's happened on Dokkan, where we took the step from Gogeta to the mono leads, and now to the new leaders which boost good or bad units, I think it'd be really nice to see a little switch up in how we play OPTC. As it stands, for pretty much every island, it's going to be my Jinbei team with the Jinbei boat, my Ace team with the Ace boat, or my Mihawk team with the Mihawk boat. It's not exactly thrilling, and there's a lot of units in my box that just don't see any use. Hopefully those changes will be coming soon, but who can really say? Maybe we'll get some new information when this new island comes out tomorrow. But that'll do it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.